Hey YouTubers, making another video here. This is our Griner brake we pulled off in one of our earlier videos out of that 904. It's got the Griner logo engraved on there, kind of neat. TF, it's for torque flight I guess. But yeah, so we were gonna put that Cope trans brake solenoid with the actual trans brake plunger and housing to eliminate this original Griner one, which they don't really fail other than the electric part. I don't think the plunger in here will fail. But another thing to note on these transmissions, if you're in the car with the power on testing, they're and you depress the trans brake button, you'll hear the solenoid engage, but when you let off the trans brake button, you won't hear it disengage. And I don't know if that's because there's no spring. He must not have a spring in this plunger to kick it back, but once it's engaged, it must be the fluid that pushes it back. So, you know, without going to the track and having everything fail on us, because this has got to be 30 years old, because I've had this for at least 24, 25 years, and I know the guy that had it before me had it the car quite a while and raced it. So what we ordered was the Cope. I think we ordered this a year and a half ago. It's been sitting on the shelf. This new piece here. Here's the package it comes in, just a Made in USA sticker on the plastic package. And John Cope makes these at Cope Racing Transmissions. But this, if you look at his videos, this is actually what he calls their Power Glide trans brake solenoid, or on any trans brake solenoid, I guess, or any Power Glide. So you can basically, you know, who's got a Power Glide at the racetrack? I think 90% of the people, or 95% of the people. The only thing is, this is going to be in oil all the time, or partially in oil. Don't think it's going to hurt it. But as you can tell, like on this one, like I talked about the spring, this one actually, there's a spring in there. And that's how these Power Glides are. I've had other Power Glides, Turbo 400s with trans brakes, and they all have the same style solenoid, or very similar. So what we got to do is, you can watch the Cope video, but this guy goes on here. I don't know if it's this way or this way. I'll have to look at the instructions. But we have to relieve some area here. Hold on with me. I'm trying to hold it with one hand and video the other. No bipod, So if you stick this guy down here, I think it will rub on the back side here. So we'll have to mill that down, I believe. It's one side or the other. It looks like the way the hole pattern is, it's gonna go just like this. And here's the back side of that, how he has the oil going through these channels. So that's kind of a neat piece. I mean, you know, this old stuff works great, and you know, for its time, I mean, it was state of the art, and it still works great. I don't have any issue with this at all. But you know, you have the upgraded part, so in case this does fail and you're out of town at a big race, and you know, where are you going to do this? You're going to need to put it in a mill and pull the valve body, put it in a mill, and mill it for one of these, and are you going to be able to find one of these? So you might as well upgrade, or you could upgrade the whole system and put this one back in and put this one in if you break down the road. But it's kind of up to you guys, but I think it's a good upgrade for the transmission. And one thing I didn't show on my other video, I was going to show here, is not sure what's going on here, but he's got quite a bit of metal right in this area, or some shavings. I don't know if it's metal or aluminum, but there's some pretty good chunks in there. So that's one thing we're going to look at. The other thing I wanted to point out is we're on upgrades. I would recommend anybody running a 904 to upgrade to this guy here. This is your Mark Williams chrome moly yoke. They're not cheap. I think they're like 250 bucks. You can get them from Denny's Drive Shaft, or Denny's Drive Shafts. Just type that in online and you'll find it pretty easy. But I've had one break, and in 24 years I've had one break, one yoke break, and this is a stock yoke here, and it basically broke right in here somewhere. I mean, it was hard to tell, it was beat up so bad, but it's worth the money to upgrade, because you could go to the junkyards all day long and look for these if you can still find them. I don't know how many they've gotten rid of or crushed over the years, but you got to remember these 904s were in, and I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but of course all your slant sixes, 273s, 318s, I don't think they were ever behind a 360, and I'm really sure I don't think they were behind any 340s. So, I mean, when you're making 500 horse out of a small block, or nowadays 600, 700, 800 horse, if you have nitrous, turbo, whatever you're running, naturally aspirated, these old ones just weren't made to handle, they're for a 225 6-cylinder probably, because there's probably 100 times more of these for the slant sixes than there was for the 318s. But yeah, definitely look into that upgrade. This one was in my old car that I told you I sold on the last video, and when I built the 71 Demon, that was one of the things. I'm buying it because you don't want to have stuff break on you, especially on the starting line, final round or something, and something breaks on you with a big race. Yeah, I mean, upgrade it now. Don't have to worry about it. These are nice pieces. I mean, they're really. This one was we painted it when I had the driveline built. I mean, but they come. I believe it's just all steel. It's a really nice piece. I believe that's 26 spline. But if you just go on Denny's Drive Shafts website, Mark Williams has a spot for them on their website, but a lot of times it says out of stock. But if you go to Denny's Drive Shafts, they usually have them, and they get them shipped right out to you. I mean, I've ordered 2 of them, haven't had any issues with them. So this is just a short video here, guys. Thanks for watching.